Hello students, this is Benazir Fatima, Assistant Professor, VBD University. Today my lecture is on income, price and substitution effect. As you can see, we will be considering the three effects in microeconomics, that is income effect, substitution effect and price effect. Now the first slide consists of the definitions on which the lecture is based. It says price effect, which is the combination of substitution and income effect. Now let's see the definition. It refers to the change in the consumption of the commodities when the price of one commodity changes, provided the price of other commodities and income of the consumers being the same. That is the price effect. Now when price of the commodity changes, it has got two effects. The first one is income effect and the second one is known as substitution effect. Now let's study the definition of income effect. It says there is a change in the real income of the consumer leading to a change in the consumption of commodities. It is known as income effect. So if the real income of the consumer is changing and it is leading to the change in the consumption of the commodities, in the consumption pattern of the particular person, then that is the income effect. That means real income is changing and it is leading to the change in consumption of the commodities, hence that is known as income effect. The next is change in price results in substitution of a relatively cheaper commodity for the relatively dearer one. It is known as substitution effect. Now as the word substitution itself signifies here that there is something related to the change in price of one commodity with the change in the demand for the other commodity. That means if the price of one commodity is more, then relatively the price of the substitutes will become relatively cheaper, and hence people will shift from the one they have been using whose price has risen to the ones that is now comparatively a bit cheaper. So if one thing becomes costlier and reaches beyond the budget of a person, then the person tend to shift on to the substitute commodity which seems to be a little dearer to him, and that is the substitution effect. I repeat the definition of substitution effect. It says the change in price result in substitution of a relatively cheaper commodity for the relatively dearer one, and it is known as substitution effect. Now when we combine the income and substitution effect, which affects the demand of the person definitely, so demand is somewhere related to the price, hence price comprises of these two effects, that is income and substitution effect. Now price effect again making it a bit more clearer. Price effect as a combination explains the nature of the response in quantity purchased due to change in price. This means whatever are the changes in the behavior of the person due to the change in price, that is studied under price effect. Now when the price changes, either the income is affected or the substitutes available in the market is affected. Hence we study both the effect collectively, that is substitute effect and income effect, under the price effect to understand it in a more clear way. Now here substitution effect basically is made a bit more clear. Let's see. Now let us consider a two commodity model. When the price of one commodity falls, the consumer substitutes the cheaper commodity for the costlier commodity. This is known as substitution effect. Now what happens? Here is the example of Coke and Thumbs Up. Let's see what the example says. Some people prefer to have Coke while some other people prefer to have Thumbs Up. Now if the price of Coke has decreased, then the then the people who are having Coke will have it. Also, those people who are having Thumbs Up will also substitute to Coke, because they are getting almost the same utility, the same preferences, the same taste, and the same liking, the same attraction with the one which is now a bit cheaper as compared to the one which is a bit more costlier now. The people will easily shift from Coke to Thumbs Up or vice versa, or to some other beverage once they find that they can be substituted for each other and is now more beneficial to purchase the ones which is cheaper than the one which is now costlier, because nothing is changing. It is just that they are saving a bit of money. So they prefer those commodities which is a bit cheaper than those which is now a bit costlier. If supposingly if we go to a market, we buy noodles, and if we see that, just for an example I take that Maggi is now being costlier, it is now costlier than Yippee noodles. So now people will shift on to Yippee noodles because they will have more flavors. They want to try this new thing, and they'll be saving some amount definitely. Hence they will easily switch over from Maggi to Yippee noodles. Now, again, this depends from person to person, but yeah, collectively we do respond to this behavior that whenever the price of one commodity is decreased, the demand of the other commodity increases, and that is the substitution effect. The next slides shows us the details about income effect. Now, suppose the consumer's money income is constant. Right. Again, let us consider a two commodity model where we have two commodities, for example. Assume that the price of one commodity falls. This results in an increase in the consumer's real income, obviously. If there is two commodities in question and the price of one falls, people will have more amount of real income left with them, which raises his purchasing power. Now, with the leftover amount, a person can purchase more because his purchasing power is now increased. Due to an increase in real income, the consumer is now able to purchase more quantity of the commodities, and this is known as income. So it simply says that supposingly you are going to purchase say 10 kgs of rice, and you see that the price of your particular brand of rice has been fallen. Now it has been decreased. So you can purchase half a kg more, or you can purchase 1 kg more, or you can purchase a dal with the leftover amount, or you can purchase any other item within the budget that is left with you after purchasing your required quantity. Money in hand will not change definitely if the price of one bottle of Coke is rupees 20. Suppose the price decreases to rupees 10. Now the reduced price, if we spend rupees 20, we can take 2 bottles of Coke. That means the consumer's real income has increased. Earlier, he was able to purchase one bottle with rupees 20, and now he is able to purchase 2 bottles within rupees 20. This means that his real income remains the income which is left with him, will the income which he had earlier before purchasing the commodity does not change, but now he can purchase more amount of product within the available income, because his real income has changed due to the fall in the price of the preferred commodity that he went to buy. Due to decrease in the price, the real income increases, and hence it is known as income. So definitely price, if we talk about price effect, we'll see that it is comprising of two effects, that is substitution effect, which says that if the price of one commodity falls, the demand for the other rises. If the price of one commodity increases, the demand for its substitute will also increase. Hence it is having a substitute effect. And if we talk about the income of the person, then we'll see that the consumer's real income has increased due to the fall in the price of the commodity that he goes to purchase, and now he can purchase more amount of commodity from the leftover amount, or he can either add new things to it, or he can add more quantity to it. So now we understand, I hope we have understood that the price effect consists of the combination of substitution effect and income effect. This is all from my side. Thank you.